What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to Comic Breakdown. If you guys are new to the channel, do me a favor and hit that sub button, hit that notification bell, make sure you're not missing any of the awesome content that we have coming out. And with this video, we are jumping back into the Infinite Frontier with the Green Lanterns issue number 11. If you have not been keeping up with the Green Lantern line, go ahead, check out the link in my description, as well as the top of this video. It's gonna get you completely caught up on everything that has been happening with this series. And our story last left off with all of our heroes facing off against the Anti-Guardian. And with all hope looking like it might be lost, we see the arrival of Green Lantern Hal Jordan along with the Justice League. And meanwhile, John Stewart, he is learning that he has become a god, with him now being ascended and going under the guidance of Lunar. The limitations of his power are widely unknown. Be sure to buy the comics, support the industry, and with that being said, let's dive into this breakdown. Alright gang, so as we dive into issue number 11, we are picking up on Oa. And right now, Oa is in utter chaos, with the Anti-Guardian gathering all of this crisis energy into himself. He is becoming more powerful than anything the Guardians could hope to handle, with the majority of our Guardians no longer having access to their rings. With Hal Jordan showing up just in the nick of time, it's going to take more than these individuals to take on the Anti-Guardian. But with Oa currently in chaos, John Stewart, he is witnessing everything going on. Lunar not really having the ability to let him know what is happening because he is the god of journeys, the god of discovery. He doesn't have all of the answers, he doesn't have all of the knowledge. But what he does know is that the God Storm is now inside of him. And this means that he is touching the source. He is touching the source of everything. Every universal force. Every little spark of magic. John Stewart is now the God Storm, and the God Storm is now John Stewart. But while John Stewart tries to figure all of this information out, down on Oa, we have the battle for the fate of the universe currently ongoing, with the Justice League fighting side by side with the United Planets and those survivors left on Oa being able to pick up arms in defense of the planet. And Hal Jordan having a plan, having dealt with cosmic events like this time and time again, saying that the Anti-Guardian, he is nothing more than a redwood, and that we're gonna keep on chopping until we knock him down, hit him with everything we have. And we have the Anti-Guardian just truly believing that all of Oa, all of the Guardians, everyone needs to be wiped from existence. That they need a brand new, clean slate and to completely start over. And though the armies are doing everything they can to take on the Anti-Guardian across the universe, anywhere where there is a lantern ring of any spectrum, over that planet we see a bright, shining light. No one really understanding what this light is yet, but they learn very quickly that this is the Anti-Guardian. And across the universe, right now, he is absorbing all of the energy from every single one of these rings, killing every single ring holder, consuming and absorbing all of their power, with what's remaining of the Guardians letting our heroes know that they need to break the Trinity. And before our Guardian is completely taken over, she tries to let Joe know that with her ring, she can do something. But before she is able to get that information out, we see her transformed into a dragon. Not really sure what our Guardian was trying to tell them, Hal Jordan goes in to give a more deep inspection to Joe's ring. And right off the bat, Hal Jordan quickly recognizes that this ring is made differently. Now, this has been something known up to this point, but there is something uniquely different about her ring that could help the Green Lantern Corps as a whole. And down on the ground, we have archers. They shoot both Joe and Hal Jordan. Shooting them in their arms, it completely disables their rings. Not really sure what is going on, they immediately lose all of their powers and begin falling down to the ground, with John Stewart watching all of this, saying that he can no longer stand by and watch all of his friends in this chaotic situation, that if he has the power, he has the ability to go help them, that's what he wants to do. Lunar trying to let him know that this is not his path. If he takes this path, no one knows what will happen, with Essek in the arms of Lunar, letting him know that if he uses this power, if he tries this attempt at godhood, that the source will have a price. But John Stewart is more than willing to accept that price. Because John Stewart, at the end of the day, he lives by the oath. He lives by the code. And though he has made his way into godhood, though he is now ascended, and he doesn't know the full limitations to his power, he has never been one to believe in fate. And right now, all he knows is he has the power and the ability to go and help his friends. And he cannot stand idly by and watch people die. And if you think he's going to do that, then you have not been paying attention. And we see John Stewart, he disappears in an instant. Picking up at the battle on Oa, everything is in complete devastation, with both Green Lantern, Hal Jordan, and Joe losing access to their rings. Their rings appearing to just disappear from whatever arrow they were shot with. Not really sure what that was, what it was made of, or how it even took their rings. Right now, they are powerless. And all around them, the Justice League is also falling to the Anti-Guardian. And the United Planets are letting her know that if they cannot contain the Anti-Guardian, they are going to do a bombardment of all of Oa. They are going to completely destroy any existence of life on the surface of this planet. And so if Joe is going to make any kind of move, now needs to be the time. With our two Green Lanterns going off and trying to find some kind of cover, the Anti-Guardian, he is only growing stronger and stronger. And when all hope is looking lost, we see the arrival of John Stewart. Him coming in and laying down some haymakers on the Anti-Guardian, with the Elemental Guardians falling to John Stewart's power. The spell that is protecting the Anti-Guardian, it is falling apart. Our Anti-Guardian quickly recognizing that John Stewart has finally reached his full potential, that he has finally become part of the Ascended. But the Anti-Guardian is also confused on why John Stewart is fighting this. With all of his power, with all of his vision, he should be able to see exactly what the Anti-Guardian also sees. But for John Stewart, all he sees is a genocidal monster. And so, as the god and the monster battle one another, down on the ground, we have Joe trying to figure out what their next course of action is. And with them getting in touch with the United Planets, they are let known that they are observing all of the energy and everything coming into Oa. Not only that, they had done some studying on Joe's ring, and what they let her know is that her ring was specifically designed to take down the forces. Our matrix of forces are elemental defenders, the one casting the spell and helping protect the Anti-Guardian. The only issue is, her ring is now broken. Unable to repair it, Hal Jordan also not having a ring. With him attempting to rebuild his ring, he appears to be cut off from the Cosmic Grail. With them limited on options, Joe goes for the Hail Mary pass. She goes over to our young Teen Lantern Kelly, with her currently unconscious having the gauntlet on her hand. We see Joe attempting to communicate with her, letting her know that right now is their desperate hour, that they need the gauntlet to help win this battle. As we see the gauntlet begin to open up, Joe reaches out for it and puts it onto her arm. And as the Anti-Guardian and John Stewart continue their battle, with a surprise attack, we see Joe wielding the gauntlet and punching right through the chest of the Anti-Guardian. With this punch, it breaks the spell completely. Our matrix of forces are no longer able to do anything. And this gives John Stewart the opportunity to do whatever it is he's going to do to end this battle. And with John Stewart grabbing a hold of him, we see a giant blinding light, an array of colors, And as the dust clears, what we see is a bubble full of light. No more John Stewart, no more Joe, no more anti-Guardian. And that will be the end of this issue. So let me know what you guys think down in the comments. You know, I've said it for a while now, Green Lantern has really become one of my more favorite lines coming out of DC Comics. While I know a lot of people, they weren't really too happy with this depowered Green Lantern Corps, but everything seems to be coming around. And with John Stewart essentially being a god and connected to the source, we can only assume it's a matter of time before we see the Green Lantern Corps come back to its full strength, before we see all of the rings recreated and some kind of new energy source, maybe something more updated, something not necessarily connected that can be sabotaged in such a manner that they could lose the whole Green Lantern Corps again. Maybe something more along the lines of what Hal Jordan has going on with the Cosmic Grail. Really, the possibilities, they can be endless because, like I said, he's connected to the source. He can see through space and time. He can blimp himself in an instant to any location he wants. Like, he's essentially turned himself into Green Lantern Dr. Manhattan. But it's going to be also very interesting to see what kind of price the source is going to make him pay for using these abilities. Now, by all accounts, he was supposed to become this. But it's possible that absorbing the Godstorm may have never been part of the plan. And with this being his connection to the source, it leaves a lot in debate on what the future holds for John Stewart. But one thing you can definitely guarantee on is that we are going to see our Green Lantern Corps coming back to life. And I really hope that we see some upgrades, some new awesome details, features to our rings, to Oa as a whole. I'm really excited to see what is going to be happening in these next coming pages. My biggest hope is that the death of the Justice League doesn't stall up any of our other ongoing stories. Well, most of them have been really focusing on legacy characters. We're finally getting some more Hal Jordan around, and I would really like to see some more comics with him, especially with these ongoing lines. But yeah, let me know your thoughts, let me know your theories. If you have not yet, do me a favor, hit that sub button, hit that notification bell, make sure you're not missing any of the awesome content we have coming out, and until the next breakdown.